What's up? I'm Nevaeh, and you're watching Nevaeh's channel. And on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Miss Moldavite. I do have a couple pictures that I can insert. Miss Moldavite, this is going to be a crystal video, so if you're not really into it or if it's not something you find interesting, this isn't the video for you. I have other videos that you can go ahead and watch, but no need for the extra debate because neither of us are going to change each other's minds about it. But I want to talk about Moldavite because it's something that's very interesting to me and something that everyone was like waiting for me to put out, but it took so long because the videos that I had filmed and ready to edit wouldn't download, so you can't edit without them downloading, so I just have to refilm them. And I've been putting it off because I'm like, it's gonna work, but they did not. So here we are. Also why I was gone for so long, because the videos I had weren't ready to be edited. But anyways, we are back and not doing a break like that again because that was very stressful for me. So let's just get into it. Moldavite is a crystal that I chose. The reason I chose it was because it is a healing crystal, and I felt like I personally was done in my healing journey, and I know like healing doesn't stop, so I was like, no, I need a little push because somehow I've convinced myself that it's over, and we all know it's not. So yeah, and let me tell you, it works. I'm not gonna get into that yet because I want to like break down. I want this to be organized. So the properties of Moldavite: healing, transformation. Everyone usually gets it for transformation, and because it takes away a lot of the fear. It doesn't take away all the fear because obviously it can't, but it takes away a lot of the fear and it just changes your life. But what I've noticed with my Moldavite is the way that it transforms things is it creates a storm, and you have to like go into that storm and figure out what is the cause of it in the middle, which is the eye of the storm, which we all know is a calmest place, to realize where that chaos stems from, like the actual problem, like the root of the issue. And it does that through like triggers, which would be the chaos I was talking about. It's also a spiritually enhancing crystal, if that makes sense. Give me 2 seconds. It elevates your spirituality, is what I meant to say. It is a crystal you can get for spirituality, to like improve in your spirituality, and it highes your vibration, so it helps your psychic abilities. It helps you enhance your psychic abilities. Me trying to just spit it all out because I'm like, I'm trying to tell you everything before I forget. Enhances your psychic abilities. It highes your vibration and heals. And healing highes your vibration as well, but the way it does it is like through chaos, and that's why everyone has such a reaction to it, if that makes sense. Like, because every time I've seen someone with Moldavite, they've been like freaking out. So yeah, I did a lot of research. I'm not recommending people who don't research it get it. I'm saying that I'm just letting you know my experience, and if you'd want to experience that too. So it's also connected to your heart chakra and your crown chakra. I was like, I can't find the word. Which is basically emotions, feelings, trauma, like traumatic responses that your heart has, and all of that. And your spirituality, like I said earlier, and understanding of the world. I feel like there's things I'm leaving out, but I can always, as I'm in later, or just, this is why I'm saying like research, you know, so it's not just me. Don't let me be your only source of information. But yeah, I got Moldavite. I can't even give the actual date because I don't remember. I feel like I've had it forever. And I wear it every day. But personally, I'm a Pisces, so I'm used to emotions being on like 10. But Moldavite still makes them more intense. Very intense. Everything's intense. And people that like know me were like, you know, I can see the changes, and I was like, what does that mean? But you could just tell, like, kind of the energy shifts, if that makes sense. It manifests, it's also a manifesting crystal, but it manifests so quickly that you have to like really be careful what you're saying and thinking. Because I remember the first day I got it, my mom made the joke, like, what if you just got, like, what if someone runs the red light and we just got hit, right? So it was a joke, obviously, because we're like, we have dark humor. And she didn't go immediately as the light turned green, but someone sped through the red light, and we were about to, but she didn't. So we literally were like, and I was like, no, I'm paying attention to what I'm saying and what's going on now, because what? Like, that's scary. And I know people are like, that's a coincidence, but there are no coincidences, for one, and for two, no, because it works. And honestly, information just comes to me now. Not even just comes to me, I forgot to say that. It's like a little voice inside your head. Like, you'll say something, like, say you have like a defensive response to something that someone says, and you're like, okay. Normally, you're not like, oh, that's me being defensive, but Moldavite's like, you realize that's from your trauma, right? Or you realize that's your abandonment issues, right? And you're like, what? Sorry if you can hear my dog crying. She's just sitting on the couch, crying, in her little outfit, like her spoiled self. She's a little famous now. She's at almost 900 followers. Can you see her? No, where is he? Come here. Oof. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. That's a candle, don't smell it. You barely can see her. This is Zara. Ooh, she's almost famous. No. Thank you. Okay. Back to what I was saying. It's like a little voice inside your head, but it's like one of those voices you can't turn off unless you take off the crystal. And obviously, you don't want to take off the crystal. No. The healing can't happen, and the transformation can't happen if you're not listening to the voice. And you can't listen to the voice if you take the crystal off, but it does get a little extreme and intense because it's always on. But I will tell you, I have been meditating, and I have been more like connected to everything. I've been more myself, I've been more expressive, I've been more confident. Like, it has changed and helped a lot of things, but I'm so used to doing shadow work because I did it as a young age as just like this is a way you deal with things for some reason. I'm not sure how I knew to do shadow work as a young child because that was never taught to me, but that's what I was like, this seems like what I need to do. And it usually was right. Intuition, really. But since I do shadow work so much, like all the time, that I don't even realize it's shadow work, it's not hard to have this crystal that's telling me what I need to heal, or the parts of myself that I need to heal. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm used to the recognizing the patterns and like where they track to, because I started that at like, I want to say around 8th, 7th grade. I don't remember like the actual age because I wasn't just sitting there like, I need to remember this, but yeah. So if you're not good with shadow work, you will be spiraling and freaking out. And I can tell you, I've had a couple freakouts, not extreme. Not extreme because I'm used to like the feelings of freaking out, but they would be extreme to someone who isn't used to having emotions 10 times stronger than most people. A lot happened. I did, oh my gosh, there's so many times where I was like, you know what I want to go to? And I was like, I want to go to the beach. And then we were at the beach like 3 days later. And I was like, I go to the snow. And then we were in Lake Tahoe. And then there's another time, I forgot when it was. But I've been seeing a lot of nature. I've been seeing a lot of family. And I've been like writing a lot. Like I just feel more in touch and like in tune with everything. I've been more creative. I've been more driven. Like it really did help a lot. More spiritual. I've been so creative though. I don't know if that's the Pisces season / Pisces full moon, or no, it was a Pisces new moon. But I'm like very driven to be creative right now. But it has definitely transformed my life in less extreme ways than other people because I do the shadow work. And I believe, I'm not saying they don't do shadow work, I'm saying like in my life it didn't get like chaotic as much because the shadow work that I do and have done my whole life. But it does make you face yourself, which I was already used to because I've always been on that path for some reason. And it led me to realize that all of like the spirituality stuff, like I was already doing, but I didn't know I had a title, and I felt like I was the only one doing it in life. If that makes sense. Like obviously not meditating because I never meditated. I didn't sit still for the life of me, but I started to after I got Moldavite. But like shadow work and loving yourself and imagining yourself saving yourself and stuff like that, I was like so focused on at such a young age. I was so focused on like the mind too and how powerful it is, because I realized how my mind shifted my reality. And I don't mean like in the manifesting way, I just mean like when I can have the same exact day, but if my mindset is different, the whole view of the world is different. And I realized that very young, and that's something that spirituality like stems off of. Like that's like one of the the beginner roles of spirituality. So yeah, I've just been realizing a lot of things. I've been focusing on myself. A lot of self-love, a lot of the hair in the back, a lot of self-love has been happening, and I've been less dependent on others for like happiness, if that makes sense. And not that I'm like a person who depends on other people for happiness, but I stopped letting other people and their life like take over my life, if that makes sense. Like I'm getting my life back together. And figuring out that like a lot of the things that were going on I wasn't paying attention to, which then creates future shadow work for me. Started picking up on patterns and stuff. Like it really just helps a lot for healing, and that's what I got it for. That's the reason I bought Moldavite, because I needed a push in healing, and it made me feel like I didn't heal a thing because of how much I've healed now that I have it. But I've healed a lot, let me tell you. And then I realized that I was reliving or experiencing the patterns that I was doing back before I had self-love. Like, I knew it shifted your reality and like your properties and your experience of life, but I forgot to like apply it fully. And I, like, for the first time, applying it fully again since the last time. And that's a, I don't know why I want to talk about this, but okay. I realized that I fell back on my self-love journey, and that's why I cut my hair, because I didn't feel like, because I felt like hair is spiritual in my life. My hair was spiritual, and it was a representation of how far I've grown and how far I've come, right? But because I went so far back and like erased the whole self-love process that I started, I had to like start over. And if I have to start over, I wanted to start over with my hair too, if that makes sense. I know there's people who like don't get it, or like, but I like to represent on the outside what's happening on the inside, and that was like a big thing for me then too. So when I cut my hair, that was like me starting over in my self-love journey, and it's growing, and as it grows, I feel like as I heal, it grows. And I know that sounds strange to people who aren't spiritual, but healing does change your whole appearance, your whole view, and like it changes everything. Like, even doors that weren't open to me are open to me now, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And because I can do it, I wanted to teach other people how to do it, because I feel like if anyone's willing to learn, they shouldn't have to prove themselves or like pay for it. Like, they should just be taught it, because what is knowledge if not taught? I know this is like a brief video, but I just wanted to do a quick little overview, and if you guys want me to talk about it more, I can. Obviously, I can go more into detail. I just wanted to get this video out there because it's been so long and we needed to film. Also, just so that the Moldavite video is up, and I feel like if the other video got, because I had to delete it, then what I'm saying in this video is more for the audience, because that video is way longer than this one, and I think I enjoy shorter videos, just like brief and like summary, and then if you want more explanation, I can do it in a separate video. So thank you for watching, and remember to love yourself.